Hi, my name is J.W. Aiken and I'm the equipment manager with the Syracuse Crunch. Today I'm going to go over the science of sharpening skates. The first thing you want to do is, when you're sharpening, is to make sure you have this constant speed and pressure. If you go too fast, you'll burn the skate, which will cause the skate or the player to be slower. If you go too fast, then you're just not going to get a constant edge throughout the entire skate. Each line on this quill here indicates a depth of hollow, or the radius of hollow. And what that does is it dresses the stone so that when you sharpen the skate, you're putting a hollow into the skate, so you have two edges, an inside and an outside edge. There's lots of different variables when sharpening skates, and it's the sharpener's responsibility to keep all those variables the same from one pair to the next. The first step to do when you're sharpening skates is to check to make sure that the steel is straight and it's not bent. If you have a bent blade, you will not be able to sharpen the skate on both edges. One edge will be higher than the other, and you'll notice that when you put it to the wheel. The next step is to take a 100 grit stone and move it at the same speed, pressure on each side of the blade to remove any excess steel and trauma that could be on the blade. After that, you just wipe it down to get all that debris off so that it doesn't gum up the wheel. After you're done stoning the blade and checking for straightness, you put it into the jig. And then when you sharpen, you just go, whatever you do to one skate, you need to do to the other. So I go toe to heel, and I keep a constant speed and pressure on the wheel so that I don't burn the skate and that I get all the debris or the rolled edges off the skate. At this stage, what we're doing is checking to make sure that the blade is straight, that the edges are straight. And as you can see, the edges are straight. The inside and the outside edge are the same height. If the edges are different, the player will notice that and cause more loss of energy for the player. After we've checked the edges, we use a 220 grit stone to remove the edge that the wheel created. This removes the rolled edge and brings it back up to the top. The next step is to use a glaze and a leather pad, which removes the fine burr, leaving the edges clean. Then the last step is just to check both inside and outside edges so that your finger feels the bite of the steel of the edge, and then you just check visually to make sure that you don't have any burn and that the finish pass was smooth. And that's the science of sharpening skates. I have a lot more to do, so it's time for you guys to go and do your homework.